Wow, welcome to another Elevated and Inspire with Dr. Arlen Parham. And so we're moving on to this journey, and I want to encourage you to continue to like and share and listen in and learn and comment and let us know what you would like to hear about next, and also how this is improving or helping and elevating your leadership skills, your lifestyle, and moving forward to the next level of success. And so we're doing our book review today of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John C. Maxwell. Here's an uncomfortable truth I found. You are not a leader because of your title. You could become a CEO, a manager, a parent, or a team captain and still have zero actual leadership. Meanwhile, someone with no title at all can walk into a room and everyone just turns and listens. Why is that? John Maxwell says it comes down to one brutal law. Leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Not your position, not your paycheck, not the sign on your office door. And once you understand that, you realize something terrifying. Most of the leaders around you aren't actually leading anyone. They are just being tolerated. So today, we're breaking down the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And I promise you, by the end of this, you will start seeing leadership, or the lack of it, everywhere. In your job, or in your relationship, or even in yourself. Wow, that's hard sometimes to realize or believe or conceive in your mind. So why does it matter? Why does it matter? Here's the core conflict at the heart of this book. We've been taught that leadership is a position you get promoted into. And Maxwell says that's not the truth. Think about the last bad boss you had. They had a title. They had the org chart. It says they're a leader. But did people actually follow them? Or did they just show up because they had to? That's a good question. That's something all of us as leaders have to ponder in our mind. That gap between authority and influence is where careers stall, teams fall apart, and good people quit. This book scratches a very specific itch. Why do some people get followed and others just get obeyed? That's not just about this business question. It's about a life question. It is why one friend can rally a group to do something hard, and another friend saying the exact same thing gets ignored. If you ever felt like you're doing everything right, working hard, staying competent, staying consistent, saying the right things, but people still aren't following your lead, this book is basically a diagnostic tool for figuring out why. So let's take a little deeper dive. Let's get into 2 or 3 ideas that actually rewire how you think. Let's start with the law of the lid. Maxwell's opening law is simple but devastating. Your leadership ability determines your level of effectiveness. Full stop. Think of it as a ceiling on a room. It doesn't matter how good your furniture is, how nice your paint job is, how much stuff you cram in it. The ceiling height limits everything. Your skills, your talent, your resources, none of it matters if your leadership lid is low. So we have to be careful to watch our step and watch how we move and how we proceed in our leadership techniques and technology and technical skill. A brilliant employee under a weak leader will underperform. A mediocre employee under a strong leader will often outperform expectations. This frames how should you think about growth. Most people try to raise the ceiling of their output, hard work, being harder worker, or hustle more. But Maxwell says, raise the lid of your leadership instead, and everything under it rises automatically. Then let's look at the process, the law of process. Here's the one that stings a little. Leadership develops daily, not in a day. We live in a highlight reel culture. We see someone's overnight success and assumes there's a shortcut. And Maxwell destroys that myth. Every leader he studied, Lincoln, Roosevelt, business titans, spent years on glamorous, invisible growth before anyone ever noticed them. Think of it like this, a bamboo tree. Many of us heard this analogy. And truth. You plant it, water it, and for the first 4 years, nothing, no visible growth at all. Then in the 5th year, it shoots up 80 feet in 6 weeks. Was it dormant for 4 years? No, it was building root systems under the ground the entire time. And that's leadership. The invisible reps you putting in right now are the roots. Nobody sees them, but they determine whether you can hold weight later. So we're getting stronger. In silence, we're getting stronger. When the lights are not on, we're getting stronger. When nobody sees. But when the time is right and you step up, your leadership capability will stand the test and the storm. The law of influence. This is one that ties it all together. The truest measure of leadership is influence, nothing more and nothing less. Not your title, not your tenure, not how loud you are in meetings. Here's a gut check. Test Maxwell essentially purpose. And he proposes this. If you call a meeting right now, will people show up because they have to or because they want to hear what you have to say? The single question exposes more about your real leadership than any performance review could. The critical perspective. Now let's keep this balance, because a good review isn't a sales pitch. So let's look at it this way. Who is this book not for? If you're looking for a tactical step-by-step playbook, like a specific 90-day plan to fix a broken team, this isn't it. Maxwell operates in principles and philosophy, not in spreadsheets and frameworks. If you want granular, do this on Monday execution. You will need to pair this with something more operational. The one fair critique about this book, some of the examples lean heavily on a specific era of leadership. Think classic corporate and historical figures, and can feel a little dated or one note if you're looking for a modern, diverse case studies, especially around leading remote teams or the Gen Z workforce. The principles hold up. The examples sometimes feel like they are from a different decade, but because a lot of them are. That being said, the fact that these laws still apply decades later across industries and cultures is honestly part of the proof that they are really on point and they're something real. They're timeless principles. Just don't always come with the timely examples. So let me give you this call to participation. So here is where I land. The law of process hit me hardest. The idea that real leadership is built in boring, unseen years, not at a single breakthrough moment. Changed how I think about the work I'm doing right now that nobody is clapping for. But here's what I want you to know. And here's what I want to know from you. Do you think that leadership can actually be taught through a book like this? Or is it something you can only build through getting burned in real situations. Because Maxwell would argue the principles are teachable. But I've talked to people who say leadership only clicks once you fail publicly and had to rebuild trust. So let me hear from you. Drop your comments. Give some encouragement. Give some wise wisdom. Are you team laws can be learned? Or are you team your only leadership can be learned by getting hit hard by reality? I want to hear your thoughts. Share your comments and drop it in this section. Until we meet next time, this is Dr. Arlen K. Parham. Keep your head up. Keep looking up, because you're on your way up. Until next time, stay strong. Wow, welcome.